Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome everyone to today's explainer. Today, we're breaking down a seriously powerful piece of source material called Why Not You? The urgency to live your dream. Right off the bat, this text hits us with a profound, honestly kind of uncomfortable question. Are you truly living to your absolute fullest potential, or are you just preparing to take your hidden gifts, your completely unique talents, straight to the grave? It's a heavy thought, I know, but it's one that absolutely demands our attention today.
Are you taking your music to the grave? Just let that sink in for a second. Now, this isn't just about literal music, right? It's a deeply personal challenge meant to confront every single one of us. Are you actually singing your unique song? Or are you kind of just going through the motions, letting your real purpose, the entire reason you're even here, quietly die inside of you? So that brings us to Section 1, the unsung song. The source material bases its whole philosophy on this one fundamental belief. Every single person has a unique reason for being here. It calls this the unsung song, that hidden potential and those inherent gifts you have, but never actually share with the world before you pass away. And the text definitely doesn't mince words here. It literally describes this as the greatest tragedy of all. Think about that. Not failure, not making a huge mistake. The ultimate tragedy is unfulfilled potential. That emotional anchor, that's going to drive everything else we talk about today. Moving right along to Section 2, the power of vision. The author shares this incredibly moving story about a mentor, a guy who had this crazy ability to pull hidden gifts out of inner-city kids. I mean, he had such a trained eye, where society just looked and saw the expected role of, a rough, tough inner-city football player. This mentor saw the hidden potential for that exact same kid to absolutely dominate a stage in a play. He actively defied everyone's expectations to cultivate this unexpected, brilliant talent. There's this quote in the text that just hits the nail on the head. My mentor had the vision to see what we couldn't see and the ability to call it forth. Because honestly, we usually can't see our own greatness. It's like a blind spot. Just like those kids in the story, we've got to learn the value of communication. We have to actively hold ourselves to a much higher standard. And most importantly, we have to absolutely refuse to be victims of our circumstances.
Which brings us to Section 3, the fragility of time.
But, just seeing that potential is really only half the battle, and this brilliantly illustrates what happens when you act on it. The source talks about a childhood friend of the author to show the sheer scale of transformation that's possible. As a kid, he was so poor he had to pretend to ride a bicycle just by sliding his feet on the floor. Yet he grew up to become one of the most powerful electric speakers the world has ever seen. Incredible transformations are entirely possible. But unlocking that raw power, it requires recognizing one vital constraint, and that is time.
Just look at this timeline. We go from birth, push through all our milestones and celebrations, right up to the present day. But what comes next? It's an unknown, a giant question mark. To put that into perspective, consider this surprising fact. The average person spends roughly a third of their life just sleeping, and literally years just waiting in lines or scrolling on screens. Our active, usable time is shockingly brief. Yet, we waste it. We play small, acting like we've got 1,000 years left to figure the whole shebang out. We don't. So this brings up a pretty intense question. We always ask people, right? What do you do for a living? But the material flips this completely on its head and asks your soul directly, what are you living to do? Seriously, if your life ended tomorrow, what exactly would your legacy be? Whose life would you have fundamentally changed?
Let's dive into Section 4, your current situation.
Because to answer that ultimate question, you've got to honestly confront where you are right now. And the source doesn't sugarcoat reality here. It totally acknowledges the heavy pain you might be carrying. Maybe you're way behind on your bills. Maybe you're going through a brutal divorce. Or maybe you're just feeling completely, utterly lost. That pain is real, and the struggle is entirely valid.
But you need to hear this loud and clear. This is not your final destination. Your current, painful situation absolutely does not dictate or define your future. You have the authority, the dominion to change the narrative, starting today.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 5, the big one. Why not you? This right here is kind of the climax of the whole explainer. It's the question you have to be asking yourself every single morning. Just think about it. There are people out there who have lost absolutely everything. Their homes, their businesses, their entire livelihoods. And they fought tooth and nail right back to the top of the mountain. If they can overcome total devastation, why not you? I mean, there are people who were looked in the eye by doctors and told they only had 3 months to live, and they are still here, thriving, years later. If they can pull off a literal medical miracle, why can't you break through your own ceiling? Why can't you go out and win the Super Bowl of your own life? Why not you?
You've got to wake up. Seriously, stop living like you have 1,000 years to live. The clock is aggressively ticking. A profound, undeniable sense of urgency is required of you right this very second. You have to get busy. You've got to pour every single ounce of yourself into your dream before the timer runs out.
So the crucial point is, it all comes down to a definitive choice. Are you going to live as a liability, wasting your time, playing small, and just accepting defeat? Or are you going to step up and live a legacy, making a real difference, touching a life, and breaking the cycle for good? The choice is entirely yours.
If you do choose legacy, then congratulations, you're entering your season of action. The text outlines these really concrete steps to get there. Step 1, train your gifts. Step 2, speak your truth. Step 3, act with relentless purpose. And Step 4, tell your story to the world. Remember, you're chosen. You possess actual greatness inside of you, and you have a gift that this world desperately needs to see.
Because honestly, if you don't step up, if you don't share your work, who's going to do it? Absolutely no one else can sing your specific song. No one else has your unique voice. If you take it to the grave, it's just gone forever. I just want to leave you with this final, stark challenge from the text. Internalize it. Let it drive whatever you do next. If not you, then who? And if not now, then when?